Welcome to Delta Racing League Season 2 Race 5. Tonight we are bringing you action from the Red Bull Ring, and we are already underway for qualifying with our AM split drivers, as they are currently on their outlaps. Let's hop on board with Anderson Silva Ferreira, our first driver out on track, and we'll stay on board here for the lap as he's going through the penultimate and the final corner. Give a quick recap of our standings. We'll only do our AM drivers right now. Pro drivers can wait their turn as they will be out for the last 10 minutes of qualifying. Our AM drivers will get, a big slide in turn one. Just a little bit too much speed carried through there. And now, you know what? We're going to mention him first, so we'll go ahead and just hop on board with him. After last week's action at Imola, Gabriel Yuri, who we're on board with, is currently in P1 in the AM split, followed by Blizzy Blake in P2, Luka Sokolov in P3, Steve Poe in P4, and Albert Giannia in P5. Yuri does have a pretty healthy 16-point lead over Blizzy Blake with 2 rounds left, but a lot can change in these last 2 races, of course. And then even for the top 5, we're still even down to, we have a tie for P6. There's not a huge gap, so still a lot left to play for our drivers. As Yuri is just entering Sector 3 on this lap. Really doesn't seem like a tricky circuit at face value, especially because you see 3 long straights throughout the lap. But Sector 2 is very technical, and it's so easy to invalidate your laps on the last 2 corners. And here he goes, P3, and currently Steve Poe at 29.7 is in P1. I mean, our top 4 already are covered by less than a tenth, so if we can keep that up with our drivers, that would be incredible. Yeah, right now Yuri is our biggest mover, as well as Fernandez in P2. And Poe's picking up time as well, as they come into, I believe, turn 5 and then turn 6. Comes quickly after, and Poe just catches the traffic with that Porsche ahead and has to back out of that lap. We have Dan Fernandez currently in P2. Oh, we'll hop back on board with Yuri, who is given. And Poe blocked Yuri, and they touched, and Yuri goes around. Yuri is about 7 tenths up on their previous lap. Oh man. They will have enough time if they choose to go back into the pits and re-rack, and it looks like Yuri is turning around and going to continue. Fernandez stays P2. Let's hop on board with Jacques Deluge of the Great Magnet Racing Porsche. Currently about 2.5 tenths up on their previous lap. Of course, we should mention qualifying. It is very late in the evening, and the sun is going down. I believe our race is going to be starting, I believe, at 10 p.m. local time, so that will be we will be having a dark race this evening. Jack just goes a little bit wide there and does invalidate that time, as Nicola jumps up to P3 and is already way up on their previous lap. And Poe is looking to improve on their previous lap. I think this will be if they can hold it. Yeah, we can hop. We will hop to Tyler when the pro drivers come out. Pro drivers won't be out until the last 10 minutes of qualifying, but yeah, we will certainly hop to them. And that's what Nicola does go to the top, and Poe goes P2. And Silva Ferreira just finished the lap. It's up into P5. Top on board with Albert Giannea, who just finished the lap and goes P2. Less than a tenth behind Nicola. Very good lap from Giannea there. Hopped up a whole boatload of positions. Hop on with Mike Cook, who's going through the last corner. Is going, oh, with the big incident there, and goes into the wall. They should have enough time to get back out and get at least one or maybe two more flying laps. Hop on with Blizzy Blake, who's certainly going to be looking to have a good race this evening and try to jump up in the points to fight Yuri for P1 in the AM split. He's trending up on this lap, but it's not gonna. It's gonna be a few positions, but not gonna be. Well, maybe just one position. Really good through those final two corners, though. That will be a huge time gain, but only one position up into P8. Busy Blake slows down, and will be returning to the pits, and they do. And Dan Fernandez jumped up to P1 with a 29.2. It's a very good lap time. So now we have Fernandez followed by Giannea and Nicola. And right now all three are showing green on their lap. We'll hop on with Tyler Nicola here. In the Fear Nothing Moto McLaren. The gap is jumping up and down, but it's looking good for Tyler right now to hop up into provisional pole. As they're going through the penultimate corner, and as I said before, it's so easy to just extend too far in these last two corners, and Nicola, not super conservative, but picked up a couple tenths there in those last two corners, and this will be provisional pole at 29.0, and they'll get another lap. But Fernandez is coming behind and is on a heater right around 3 tenths up right now. This is gonna 4 tenths up. Oh, but they get some wheel spin. Oh, we're gonna have to run that back and just. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, if it was just spinning up on the curb or they went, well, maybe a little bit too much of the sausage on the inside. That is disappointing for Fernandez because they were absolutely going to go on provisional pole. Most of our AM drivers are now in the pits. So Yuri is ringing it through the car. And I'm not sure, that was kind of blocked them, but I think they were on a lap as well. As we see in the background, our pro drivers are exiting the pits, but we will stay on board with Yuri here as they finish their final flying lap. Yuri does have the purple sector 1 so far. Not really their best sector times would absolutely put them up around pole, so it's just going to be about putting all the sectors together right here. Let's see if Yuri can do that. Couple tenths up right now, but it's going to need a huge gain through here, and they're going to get a decent gain. Right now they're trending at around, only moving up one position, but we'll see if these last two corners bring. Just got to send it here. Oh, keeps it in bounds. This is going to be really close for provisional pole, and he does! Here he goes, provisional pole on the last lap for an AM driver, and a celebratory bonk into the wall. Well earned, well done. As promised, we will hop on with Tyler Carr and as he starts his first flying lap, and we'll stay on this one as requested. In the practice, before we rolled over into the race, Carr was, I believe, topping the timetable. Let's put any pressure on. Good through turn 4 here. Doesn't feel like giving it full beans. Maybe just put in a decent banker lap while also bringing up temperature in the tires. Yeah, but who knows? I haven't raced on this track in ACC yet, so maybe this is going to be an absolute banger. And as Ross Sparrow goes P3, Connor goes P6, Worley P11. We'll see where Carr jumps up to, and that's only P10. But like I said, especially in that second set, we're seeing very conservative, so a very decent banker lap at the very least there. And already 4/10 up on the previous lap. Ooh. I don't know if that was too late on the brakes there or what the issue quite was, but lost a huge chunk of time out of turn 3. Keeping an eye on F elsewhere, not huge improvements. We'll pop the Ross Sparrow and the Lamborghini as they're about to enter the penultimate corner. A couple tenths up on the previous lap, and this is trending towards provisional pole. Keeps it clean through the last corner, I think. Ross is going to have it, at least for the moment. And they do. Ross goes P1. I have to say, so far, the pro split not lighting up as Monty goes P5 with a 29.3. Of course, still at least 2, if not 3 more flying laps left for our pro drivers here. So we'll expect a decent jump in time. I think Sparrow's a 10th up already. Monty's about 2/10 up. Connor's a 3/10 up in P8. Looks like Carr invalidated early on their current laps. We'll have to re-rack and go again on the next one. Payot in P16 is almost 7/10 up. They're only now going into turn 4. So huge gains in the first couple corners there. I refuse to acknowledge turn 2 as a corner. It's not a turn. But for sake of not being confusing, we will consider it one. improved too much since those first few corners, but still turning with and someone just hopped with a huge leap. Ross Sparrow improved by half a second to a 28.4. And I'm not sure who that was that spun in front of Piant. That hops Piant up to P13 with 29.6. As well, we have a lot of movement. Worley, Burchett, and Sear moved to P4, 5, and 6 respectively. We'll hop on with Sean Connor, who's just coming out of turn 3. And the 296 is a few tenths up on their previous lap. And we'll keep an eye on what anyone else is doing as well. As Burchett moves us, trending very nice up in P5. Stay here with Connor though until they finish their lap. Oh, a little wide there and goes wide again. That's gonna be invalidated. Yeah, right now, I mean, Sir in P6 is trending upward as well, but no one is really looking to challenge Sparrow at the top right now. I think we have drivers out on track that can match that time, but it seems to just be eluding them at the moment. And again, I mean, it's so easy to invalidate this track at many, many corners. Especially right here as we watch Burchett go through turn 1. Good. Monty down P. Oh, and as soon as we go, they had an incident. I wonder if we can get that on the replay coming out of turn 3. Rear locking or just carried a little bit too much speed through that corner, I think. And they were really improving. Well, up on board with Ross Sparrow. It was a 10th up on their previous lap. 2 tenths up on their previous lap now is certainly looking to put an even bigger gap to the rest of the field. Very clean through the, a little wide in the last corner. It's going to cost them roughly a tenth, but still improves to a 28.3, our only driver in the 28s. Tyler Carr is down to P14 and improving, but not a huge amount. This would only get them up to around P12 at the moment, unless they can pick up huge gains in this last corner. It's going to be something, but it's only going to be up to P11, maybe P10. And I think Tyler had maybe invalidated that lap, and I had missed that. The time is there for the improvement. Just needs to put the lap together. Everyone on track can finish their lap, and car number 99, that is Lindner, who has not done a lap. Coming out of the last corner, they will get the lap. Everyone else will be on their final flying lap of qualifying. Ross Sparrow will be the first across the line, but he is not improving. Burchett in P5, we're going to hop there. Coming out of P4, just as I switched, lost. But a tenth and a half, it's still a couple tenths up. This could be the difference between P2 and P5 at this point because they are so tightly bunched from P2 to P6. This is looking good for Burchett. If he keeps it clean through these last couple corners, it is going to be P2 for him. As Monty jumps up into P2. This is going to be really close. I think it's only up into P5. Really did not get in those last couple corners, and I think that will be it. We do still have a car on the track, but they are not on a valid lap. Well, one thing worth mentioning that I skipped over, Jeff Spangler, our championship leader and pro leader, opted out of qualifying this evening. We'll see what he can do from the back of the field. And Lindner also, technically did do a lap. Then we'll start P19. Very entertaining qualifying session as always, but I mean, huge props to Yuri and Mikola from the AM split to start P3 and P4. I mean, that is very incredible for them to do. But I mean, Ross Sparrow's qualifying just really just kind of smoked the field there. Right. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Having some slight issues with. There we go. Gotta be smarter than the technology is the issue. All right. Gonna get a really nice view at our drivers here in their liveries in the dark. Red Bull Ring is a circuit with no lights, so that is going to be a huge issue for our drivers, as they will only have their headlights and the headlights of the drivers around them lighting the circuit. Of course, you get some lights on the pit straight here, you can see, but it's going to be a tricky one out there. And as I've talked about, it's a sneaky, tricky circuit, especially in the second and third sectors. As we are nearing the beginning of our formation lap, as we again take a very nice view of our drivers' cars. We are about to embark on the formation lap here, and Sparrow will be taking us away. As always with Delta Racing League, we will have one mandatory pit stop where a tire change is required, and I believe fuel is required as well. There is not a pit window, so drivers could conceivably do that at any point in the race, but conventional wisdom is you are taking tires and taking fuel. Do it around the halfway point. We do see drivers get a bit of interest sometimes and extending or pitting early. I mean, as you can already tell, the bit of the hardships of what our drivers are going to be dealing with as far as driving in these dark conditions. Yeah, my early highlights to look at for the races: can Yuri keep it up in the podium positions and just absolutely put a huge mark and possibly, I guess I would dare not say clinch the AM title, but certainly come close to doing that with a very good finishing position. I believe that's Blizzy Blake, who is in P2 right now, who is 16 points behind. I believe we don't have Lucas Sokolov with us this evening to contest even more so. Right now, with Blizzy Blake being down in P16 and Yuri starting in P3, Yuri could absolutely just put a stranglehold on the Amfield. And of course, I forgot to go through the points of our pro split, but we have Jess Spangler P1, Ross Sparrow P2, Tyler Carr P3, Timothy Jagobal, who's not with us tonight, in P4, Evan Toth in P5, who I believe is also not with us this evening. Yeah, certainly Jess Spangler's to lose as our drivers are gridding up as we go through the last couple corners. They are all too wide and ready to go. Just from the gap from qualifying, you think Sparrow's going to have the pace advantage here, but a lot of things can change from quality race pace, so we will see. Both cars should get away rapidly from the line. And we are away at Sparrow with a really good jump there. He's able to cover off Monty. Oh, and I think I think Yuri had contact twice there. Seemed like the rest of the field, we had some 2-3 wides, but it seems like everyone else is getting through clean. As McCullough is trying to round up Monty there in turn 3, and has a half spin but gathers it up, and the rest of the field is checking up. Oh, this is madness. This is madness. I have no idea who to watch and where to put this right now. We have some 3 wides through the field, but it looks like everyone's using their better judgment through there, and I saw Steve Post sneak in a couple positions there in turn 4, but Sparrow is already away to P2 to the tune of 1.5 seconds. Nicola hopped Yuri there into P4, I think, as we saw that jostling in turn 1. And we do have Worley. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's run that back. Well, nothing going right now. I don't know if they're going to helping hand here in this corner. Nope, just loss of traction. Just a little bit of a tank slapper there. We're still in replay, and we'll hop back live now. I mean, we are just shuffling the grid around right now, seemingly everywhere. I don't. How are all these people? That's just Spangler already up around the top 10, wasting no time at all. Bit of fighting there as Spangler's trying to round up Blizzy Blake for what appears to be P12. Yes, and he does. I mean, this group of cars, that is what, 7-8 cars within a second and a half, 2 seconds of each other. Oh, and something happened to Steve Poe. Steve Poe is down to P18 now. Not sure what happened there. They started Yeah, down 6 positions. No Sherman, I think we're too far to catch that on replay as Jeff Spangler is going to take a shot going into P10 on lap 3. Didn't take long at all. Now we're hopping on with Ben Burchett, who is trying to get past Gabriel Urey. Oh, we're going to have to hop on with Herrera, Gianni, and Payan because they are all over each other. Maybe... Yeah, I think Herrera just took too much curb on the inside there. Got jostled out to the outside of the track and lost that position to Giannia. Hop back with Urey, who has Burchett and Connor both in a second. I mean, Burchett looks like they have the pace. But in that Porsche, maybe not the oomph against the McLaren to get by. And I think this straight in turn 1 is just a little bit too short. Yeah, Burchett's just going to have to tuck in and try to get it done in turn 3. I think they're going to have a really good shot. Who could be braver under the brakes? And it's just not an overlap. Burchett does go for it. Gets it slowed down, but has to slow a little bit too much. Has to not make contact, but love to see the effort. Now we have Herrera with Payan and Spangler close behind, and Herrera keeps it very nice and tidy through turn 4. And as we're keeping an eye on all these battles, oh, Herrera with a mistake there and then gets tagged. Oh, I'm going to catch that on an off-board replay. Certainly can't put anybody on Payan there. That was an unavoidable situation, I think. Yeah, it's that little snap after Herrera caught that inside grass a little bit. And that's going to send them way down the order into P20. Very unfortunate for them. And Spangler's through on Payan. We'll see if we can catch that. Is he going to round him up around the outside in the last corner? Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's just your championship leader. Already up in a P9. Top one with McCullough, who is really making an impression on Monty for P2. We haven't had any pitters yet. That's good. Doesn't seem like anyone took any substantial damage so far in our first 7 minutes and change. We're gonna have to hop back on board with this three-way battle for P4 with Urey, Burchett, and Connor. Keep an eye on that gap for P2 between Monty and McCullough. Oh, Burchett makes a mistake in turn 1. And is going to lose the position to Connor. But keeps the car facing the right way and probably didn't do too much harm to those tires either. So not going to be a huge loss for them there, but going from challenge out position to losing position, but you have to say Connor's probably going to start piling on the pressure on Yuri, but Yuri will have a bit of respite. Say, at least for the rest of this lap, if not a little bit longer. This Pilot is not giving up the fight on Spangler. Really, he's kind of staying glued to the back of the McLaren. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose here in these medium speed corners. I think Spangler driving to grab a little bit. Yeah, and gonna lose a little bit. Pilot's gonna close back up. Let's see what Pilot can do in these last couple corners to maybe put some pressure on Spangler. Both kept it relatively clean yet. Pilot's not gonna have much to say there. What's happening with Ramsey Connolly in the Aston? In the back of... I can't say Jack's last name correctly. It's Jack, right? Yes, Jack. I need to hire a speech coach for these streams. Hop on board with the battle for P17 as Fernandez and Lindner are battling it out. Right now, Lindner has the advantage and has the inside going in turn 4 on Fernandez, and Worley's right there as well. No, I thought maybe gonna it'll slip through there, but I think the camera angle is a little deceiving. But Fernandez is really... Oh, as Lindner goes wide, and yep, Fernandez is going to slip through, and does Worley get through as well? No. Lindner holds on to that position, but does lose one there. As Connolly is all over Jack in these last couple corners. An overtake. We'll see if... Nope, we missed it entirely. The Spangler got by Giannia into P8. And we're not even... How far into the race? We're not even 15 minutes in the race, and Spangler's gone from last to P8. The win's not going to be impossible for him this evening. But Ross Sparrow... Last lap was a 29.9. Spangler's last lap was a 28.6, which is the fastest lap of the race. But Sparrow also has a 28.6 on the board. So, Sparrow can do that pace, but he's going to have to try and do that consistently to hopefully stay in the front of this race, as we'll hop back with Nicola, who's again all over the back of Monty for P2. And I believe that is a lap car in front of them. I can't pick up that number. It is a McLaren. Oh, this is maybe going to get ugly. Oh, as we get huge contact. Oh, no. That is P2 and P3 have taken each other out with the help of the back marker. We are definitely going to have to roll that back. Oh, I think... I don't want to be too harsh. I think some better judgment could have been shown there. Oh, man. But that hops. Really here to P2. Sean Connor to P3. Burchett to P4. Monty to P5. Oh, man. That is a huge shakeup for the podium positions. have some close drivers on track, but not. Actually, let's hop on board with Tyler Carr in P11. Desperately trying to get around Jack in the 24 Porsche. So maybe gonna be some room on the inside here. A lot of room given, but Carr's able to get through on the inside. Nicely done. And now we have Steve Poe lining up for his turn, and we have McCullough into the pits, which, yeah, that makes sense. Those tires almost certainly cooked and gonna have some damage to fix. I mean, Gabriel Urey is the huge winner out of that situation. I mean, Lizzie Blake, who's P2 in the AM Championship, is down in P15, so Urey has to be feeling good. I mean, the next closest AM driver in the field is Giannia in P8. So as far as the fight for their split goes, I mean, Urey has this well under control. I mean, he is all over the back of Jack. Jack is keeping it clean so far. But was a bit of a run and goes for it in the penultimate corner and gets the move done. I would love to watch that. Again, not on the onboard. I think Jack maybe didn't fight it too hard. Yeah, saw it happening and left the room there. Still very nicely done by Steve Poe. Not really a corner you associate with passing, but we've seen a few passes there already this evening. Linder in the Aston is... No, not quite going to be able to get it done on Blizzard Blake. Now it looks like we have a fight for P2. We have a three-way fight for the last two podium positions, as Connor and Burchett have cruised up to the back of Urey. Too close yet, but I mean, they are definitely there and they're going to make things tough. Clean through turn one for Urey. Doesn't look like he's going to be bothered into turn three. Yeah, I think Connor's just too far back. So, Sir had to spin at turn one as we saw the end of that. Losing, I think that was 3 positions, Spangler, Payant, and Giannia. And that moves Jeff Spangler into P6. And he's less than a second behind Monty now. But we're going to stay on this 3-way fight for the final 2 podium positions. Definitely don't want to look away from this for the moment. Looks like Urey went a little wide there. And that just lets Connor get that little bit closer. And I mean, Connor is almost pushing Urey through that nice last corner. Can't get too close. I think they're going to have to get a really good run here into turn 3. I think a little bit too far back though. Yeah. Not close enough under braking to do much of anything. Check in there with Spangler. He's a little bit too far back as well. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see. No, I don't think we're gonna see any action in turn 4 either. We're not even 20 minutes into the race, but I do wonder if any of these guys in trains are maybe thinking take the risk of the early pit stop, but you have to consider feeding back into traffic or whether you can come out and clean air or not. Especially when we only have Worley, and P20 is our only driver that has completed the requisite pit stop. And as I say that, they have left the server. I think we lost another driver as well. I thought we had 21. I know we started with at least 22. Yeah, so we've lost a few. And I certainly want to give him his shine. Ross Sparrow out front has... Okay, nope. It just went from 14 to 7 back to 14. So I'm just going to look at what ACC's telling me. It's around a 10-second gap for Ross Sparrow out front to Yuri. And as we are keeping eyes on this battle... Oh, that is a Mercedes on the inside barrier there, the number 2 of Cook. Yeah, Sparrow is really stretching that lead out. I think if either Connor or Burchett are even going to want even the slightest chance at the win here, one of them is going to have to get by Yuri. Because Yuri just doesn't quite have the pace of Sparrow. But is obviously doing a fantastic job of keeping Connor and Burchett behind. And Spangler, who could, of course, possibly erase that gap to Sparrow. I mean, that's a huge gap. But they are stuck behind Monty right now. Oh, it looks like we had a swap position there for a second. But it went back. Connor is still in front of Burchett. Man, Connor is again almost pushing Yuri through some of these corners in the back half of the lap. Connor certainly seems to have the pace, but just doesn't necessarily have it where it seems to matter the most, which is into turn 3 or turn 4. I feel like this is about the closest we've seen Connor coming out of turn 1, but I think still too far back and just not gonna make an impression at all. Oh, but breaks low and tags Yuri. Oh no! Oh no, that's gonna cost them both positions. As Burchett slides up into P2, I don't know if Burchett maybe caught a little bit of contact there as well. Oh, nope, does avoid it. Oh, but that drops Connor to P. Oh, help me out, race control. Connor to P3, Yuri to P6. So I think Connor stayed in P3, but has Monty and Jeff Spangler now all over their rear. But that also extends the gap at the front from Sparrow back to Burchett. Because Burchett had to take evasive action there in turn 3, and certainly would have cost them a couple seconds as well. Let's see what the gap is at the line. Oh, it is huge. It is a huge gap. 13 seconds roughly. Now we have Payant on the back of Yuri. I mean, this is possibly going from bad to worse from Yuri. Maybe a little bit. Is able to hold it down into turn 4 from Payant and stays in P6. I have to say, if I'm a Jeff Spangler or a Monty, I'm considering putting. I think Jeff Spangler is gonna pull. He is going into the pits. I think Monty's going as well. Oh, Spangler bails out. He saw Monty going in front of me. He said, "No, I don't want you in front of me. I have to go in." Honestly, I think that was a really smart call from Monty. I think he maybe spotted in his rear views that Spangler was going to go in. He could maybe spoil that for him, but Spangler bailed out. So now we're close by right for P7 between. Oh, that's Gianni, I think, going to slip through on Payant. Up into P7. It is, and then Carr is right there as well. I think we're gonna be okay in turn 4, no action. Giannia does cover the inside off just in case. We're gonna stay on that battle, don't know why it went away. Got three-car fight right here. We're not going away from this. Oh, Giannia goes out onto the gravel, and that gets Payant and Carr. And I think Carr's going to slip through. And they do. Oh, and oh, that was so close between those two as they were going to enter the pits. Now, I'm assuming the instructions from race control are if you're going to pit, you have to keep the car on the inside of the line from the beginning of the pit entry line, which does start right before the penultimate corner. So that is why we are seeing cars overslowing from what they can do through the final corner, but they have to stay on the inside of that line, and that was an example of that. And now, yep, we have quite a few cars in the pit lane. We have Carr, Spangler, Payant. Spangler just waited one lap from after Monty went in, and now Spangler is away. Let's see where Monty's at on track. guessing Monty maybe had to fix... Oh, they did have damage. They did have damage. And that Spangler is coming out well clear from that. So that puts Spangler in the front of the drivers that have pitted. I apologize. I do not know what the pit lane loss is here at the Red Bull Ring. So we're all going to be surprised when we see where Burchett, Connor, possibly even Sparrow at this point. I don't think Spangler will be bothering them, but it will be interesting to see where Spangler comes out, or where Burchett and Connor come out in relation to Spangler. Let's hop on board with Jack Linder, who's all over the back of Jack. And that is Yuri and Blizzy Blake into the pits. And Linder, that... I had my eye away from that for a second. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, nope. They didn't almost get in the back of the Porsche. They did get in the back of the Porsche. Everyone seems okay, surprisingly. So Yuri's just dropped on the jacks. Oh, this will be interesting to see where they come out in relation to the other cars. I think that is Carr who's going to flash by into turn one. And they do. And then that car behind, I think that is that the Porsche Monty? I can't. I have no idea who that is. Oh, that is Ross Sparrow. That is our leader, Ross Sparrow, who hasn't pitted yet. Oh, that was the only yellow Lamborghini I was aware of, so I was confused. That makes sense. So now we have Sierra Fernandez and Jacques Deluge. I am so sorry. Jack, watch one of these streams back and tell me how to say your name, please. Hop on with Blizzy Blake. M4 chasing M4. We've got a huge field spread here, but we still have our top 8 plus 10th and 11th to pitch. So still a lot of shuffling we're going to have around as Sparrow has entered the pit lane to serve their pit stop from the lead. And I fully expect them to come back out in the lead. Burchett from P2 also pits. And Connor stays out and inherits the lead for the time being. Steve Poe pits as well. I think we're going to have just about everyone after this lap. We'll see what Conley, Linder, and Ferreira do, but I think some of them have already passed. Nope. Ferreira is in the pits as well. I think Ross Sparrow is out. Ross Sparrow is out of the pits through turn one onto the second straight, and Jeff Spangler is just now crossing the start-finish line. Seems like our pit stop time is roughly a smidge over a minute here. These are what our drivers have done. So we still have Connor, Giannia, Linder. Nope, Linder is in the pits. So just Connor and Giannia have not pitted. And it looks like Spangler is roughly, I want this to update. Connor's in the pits from the lead. Sparrow has about a 14-second lead on Spangler in 26 minutes. I think that is going to be a tough one to overcome. We'll see where Connor comes out in relation. I don't... And Gianni goes into pits as our last driver to serve their pit stop. We'll stay here with Ross Sparks. I think they are going to flash by Connor very easily, and not even close. So Ross Sparrow through the pit stop stays in P1. Very well controlled race by them so far up to this point. The question now is, can they hold off a charging Jeff Spangler? I think Ross Sparrow is going to have it in him. As Yuri is all over the back of Tyler Carr for P7 right now. Carr went a little bit wide there in turn 3. I don't think Yuri's going to be close enough into turn 4 now. That would be pretty huge lunge there, and yeah. Just experiment. Carr a little wide again. Oh, I think Yuri's going to get some overlap here into 5. Is going to have the inside line and gets it done there. But Carr's not done with this. Oh. Very well done by Yuri to move over to piece. Oh! I think Carr almost had a tank slapper there, but saved it. I think we just missed an overtaking in turn 4. With the 510 Acid of Connolly taking it around the outside on Herrera. Very nicely done. Well, on that last lap, Jeff Spangler did pick up a second on Sparrow, but I don't know if there's going to be enough time. As Herrera's going to get a run onto Connolly into turn 1 here. Herrera's going to get the position back. And Payan, I think that was Payan trying to slide through as well, but just wasn't close enough to do it. Wow, stay with that battle into turn 3. Nothing going on. I think Linder's going to cruise up on the back of this too. Maybe by the end of this lap. We have ourselves a 4-way fight for P12. So Ferreira, I think, is going to be too far behind. No. Not quite. This is our battle at the moment. Oh! Where as I switched to the onboard there, that was the Aston going wide. Yep, going wide out on the gravel. Well, this said thank you very much. I take those. Tell you what, if you thought Jeff Spangler was going to charge out to the lead on that last lap, he did do a 28.5, but the problem is that Sparrow did a 28.6. So Barrow has the pace here. Oh, but it's 29.1 that lap. See if Spangler can 28.4. I mean, the 7:10 pickup on that lap, but that's just not going to be close to enough with a little over 21 minutes left in our race. I mean, Yuri, as we're on board with them, I mean, it's all over, sir. Sear, I can't figure one out. I mean, already. Has the inside in turn 3 and is going to get that done for P5. I mean, Yuri started P3, had some bad luck getting tagged by another car, but still is fighting up into P5. Having a fantastic race this evening. We'll stay on with this fight. This is our closest on-track battle, so yeah, we will certainly stay here. So not too much going, but again, this is still, oh no, this is not our closest on-track battle. We have Ferreira. I think these two Porsches are just about glued to each other. I think last time we checked in on them, they were in the exact same corner. They were just as close. Jeff Spangler picks up another almost a second there, but I mean, it's just not going to be enough. I think this is the battle for P4 with Yuri and Connor. This is, I think, we're going to see this one down to the end. Oh! Did Connor lift? I think that sounded like a lift on the replay. Huh. Well, I don't think Yuri's going to complain about getting that one up into P4. It's a long shot to Burchett, but Yuri could reasonably find himself on the podium. All it takes is one mistake. We'll hop back here as back with Ferreira on Jack, and they are still just so close to each other. Oh, Ferreira sticks it onto the inside there. I think it's gonna, no, not gonna have overlap in turn 5. is that? Yeah, that's turn 6. I think I've been calling that one turn 5. But now Connor and Sir are kind of lining up on Yuri here. We'll see what our final little over 16 minutes can bring us. In my experience with these Adults Racing League races, we might see fireworks. We'll see. Oh, there goes Ferrer lunging onto the inside and gets it slowed down and gets the move done into turn 3. Very well done. I think they've been itching at that one for quite a while. Now the question is, can they, as the Mercedes pulls over to let both Porsches through? Question is, can Ferrera pull away? Yeah, they've already created a gap there. So yeah, this is our closest on-track battle at the moment with Yuri, Connor, and Sir. And Carr's not too far behind either. But previous lap times not gaining on this group of cars, but we do still have 14 and a half minutes left. I think my money's on Yuri to hold on to P4 here. Been really fantastic this evening. And I have to say, I think, knock on wood, I certainly am, barring a big mistake by Ross Sparrow, I think this is going to be a Ross Sparrow win. Been honestly incredible this evening. Even if Jeff Spangler doesn't start at the back, I think it would have been a close one regardless. But yeah, Ross Sparrow been the class of the field this evening. Well, this is a rarity for my time bringing you these fantastic Delta Racing League races. No one's within a second of each other. Oh, no, Tyler Carr just hopped up right under a second to Sear, so nope. Couldn't even finish the sentence before it. I made myself a liar. Carr is pushing this McLaren. Oh, man. Oh, and he picked up a drive-through from track limits. Oh, no. So that's going to be a drive-through, I think, is going to be worth about 30 seconds. That's going to drop them. Oh. Race control's not been any help. It's going to be a lot of positions, though. Yeah, oh man. It's a really big field spread, even on such a small circuit. This is our only, I mean, really, the only battle that's even close. Only one under second, but the rest are just not even particularly close at the moment. Car is close, but it, again, has to serve the drive-through penalty, unfortunately, as they do so right away. We'll have to keep an eye on where they come out of the pits. If I had to guess, I think they're between Herrera and Fernandez, perhaps. Maybe in front of Fernandez and P11. We'll hop on with Fernandez here. And I believe Carr is at the exit and going. I think they're going to be very close. Oh, it's going to be a drag race as Fernandez hops right into the slipstream. Who's going to be braver under the brakes? They're both right there and both in the same car. But Carr holds on. That was a very good bit of defensive driving there by Carr. I mean, obviously, probably forced onto the inside line just from coming out of the pits, but their tires would have been just that little bit cooler, having to slowly drive through the pit lane there. Yeah, that battle's not over. See what happens in the next couple corners as Carr is going to get the heat back into their tires. I mean, it's not the longest pit lane, but it's certainly long enough to, both drivers catch a little bit of the grass, but no extra wiring that car is. We missed a move there. Connor on Sir, I believe that was, into turn 3. It's a little bit of a... No? Honestly, wasn't sure which car was which there. Going into turn 3, but Connor is ahead there. See if Sir can, in these next less than 8 minutes, can put the pressure back on Connor and reclaim P5. I mean, the top 4 right now are super spread apart. So who's car number 2? Oh, I think they're just coming out of the pits. Sir just doesn't have enough there going into turn 4, but it's a really good exit there compared to Connor, and it's got the gap down. Oh, Connor with a huge slide there. Wonder if Connor's just using their tires a little bit too much. Sir comparatively seems to be keeping it a lot more tidy through those twisty corners in the second sector. Not going to get the run in turn 1, but I think it's going to be able to tuck in behind and hopefully get a good exit here out of turn 1 into turn 3, and I think he'll just be a little bit too far behind. Yeah, this would take a huge dive on the brakes. Maybe a good setup out of 3. I think Connor got the better exit in the early phase, but this gap is going to close down a little bit, but not nearly enough. I think as long as Sean Connor keeps it clean here, they're going to put a stake on this P5, but I think Sir's going to have a little bit of say about it. Not in turn 1, though. Oh, it looked like Sir was going to get a really good exit out of 1 there, but I don't know if that was a little bit of a slide. Something more with this little bit of three-way battle we have for P14 between Connor, Lindner, and Ferreira. Really more Ferreira on Lindner right now, but Lindner isn't too far behind Connolly. We'll obviously keep an eye on that battle for P5 so we hopefully don't miss any action. Nothing going into turn 3, but Lindner is now 4/10 behind Connolly, both in the Aston. Ferreira is still there, but a little bit further behind. Gonna hop back to that battle for P5 as they're getting ready to go into turn 3. And Sir again is just not quite close enough, but closer than before. We'll see what they can do coming out of turn 3 and into turn 4. I think Connor has the better exit there. Doing. Hop back to that battle for P14. I think Lindner's maybe got a run here. Oh, not quite, but it was close. Now we also have Fernandez in car for P10. Fernandez is all over the back of car right now. We have 3 good battles going on. As we've ticked under the 2-minute mark. And I believe we will have this lap plus 1 more from our leader. little bit of a slide there in the last corner. We're gonna hop back here. This 3 good battles going on. I think this one's certainly settled in turn 4. Now we have Poe trying to make a move on Giannia for P8. We have 4 battles on track. Oh, we're just going to have to hop around from him. Go here, Linder, not nearly as close as the previous lap on Connolly. Now Poe on Giannia. Oh, through the twisty bits. Poe sliding that Ferrari there. Oh, Giannia lost it. Giannia's gone. Oh, that's... They had their left tires up on the curbing and had some oversteer, and then it snapped back around. That was an odd one. I think, just for my own curiosity, I'm going to have to watch that on the replay later to see. Maybe they got out and touched the grass, but I didn't think they were that high up on the curb. Maybe the car just got unsettled coming off the curb, I'm not sure. But we are on our final lap, as Ross Sparrow is going to bring home the big dub. Very, very impressive race by Ross Sparrow. Spangler in P2. And then Brichette's going to bring it home P3. And then Yuri is looking to bring it home P4. But we're going to see if Sarah can maybe make some magic happen way too far back on Connor. Let's check on Herrera on Giannia for P11. Again, I think it's going to be a little bit too far back. Yeah. I mean, anything can happen in these last couple corners, but I just think Herrera's a little bit too far behind. Yeah, let's hop on with Lindner, who again is not close enough to Connolly. No, and they're going to come across the line that way unless there's a big mistake in the last corner. Don't want to jinx anyone. Nope, and they keep it clean. That was showing a change of position, but I don't know if that was... I don't know, one of those Porsches really slowed down there. All right, wow. Another fantastic race for us here at the Delta Racing League. I'm so very impressed with Ross Sparrow this evening. That was a truly incredible drive. I believe led all but one lap, maybe 2 laps, and that was only through the pit stops. I mean, they just absolutely put their stamp on this one this evening. I don't think I'm gonna... I know we had Spangler and Burchett P2 and P3, and then we had Yuri in P4, which would be our leader for the AM field. And I don't have the rest of our standings, unfortunately, but I have to say that almost certainly probably is going to put a stamp on the championship for Jeff Spangler, and I think... I don't know if that's going to lock Ross Sparrow into P2. No, that depends on where Carr ended up. But that's going to put Ross Sparrow in a very good position going to our final race next week at Donington. That is correct. We are at Donington Park for our final round. I am so very excited to see, especially with our infield. Like I said, I think Yuri is going to have quite possibly put the finishing touches on the AM Championship this season, but if not, they are going to be in the absolute pole position to bring that home next week. So, I have no idea what possible weather conditions we're looking at. It is a British track. That always spells a huge possibility of rain, as the British Isles love their rain. So, I am very excited to bring you our final round of the second season of the Delta Racing League World Challenge. And I'm so excited to bring that our final round next weekend. I hope everyone has a good evening, and we'll see you next week.